Hey, what's going on, my friends? How are ya? Hiker Dave NE, and this camera angle is not good. Please forgive my complete and utter unprofessionalism, but hey, I embrace it. So, I'm getting really tired of these videos in my barn, I must admit. All dark and everything, and anyways, I just made a video a couple days ago. Me and Josh went out, and I was snowshoeing. Josh was trudging along in his boots, but we had a couple feet of snow up here, and we went for a really beautiful hike. I edited the video, saw the finished product, approved of it, had it downloaded and all that. And then when I went back to watch it to make sure, I was watching my mouth through the whole thing, and I didn't like it the way that when I make my videos, for instance, this video right here is full screen. There is no editing involved in this video. This is what I like to do, is just a full screen. The InShot app, the app is called InShot, that I use to edit my videos and put in pictures and stuff like that, and so I could clip, splice, all kinds of stuff. This is just my camera phone. This is just the straight phone camera on my phone. And I don't even think I'm going to publish it because it really it's just not the way I like it. Maybe I will. Guys, let me know if I should put it out or not. Or I may have decided to publish it while I'm uploading this video. I'm not sure. I think I might. I'm not positive yet. I don't like the way it looked, the way I edited the video. Anyways, let's get right to it, right? So I've been working a lot. Haven't had time to make a lot of videos. I recently have picked up this gig where I go from job to job, guys. I'm in the same field. I'm an iron worker, but it's constantly, I work myself out of work constantly. When the job is done, I have to go and get another job on another job site. So I'm constantly moving from job to job. This newest job, the hours are 4 10-hour days, Monday through Thursday, 10 hours a day. And I get a nice Thursday. Forgive me, I've had a couple of cocktails. I have a nice Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3-day weekend. So I with this job, by the time I get home, shower, eat, and I get up at 3:15 in the morning. My commute is into Boston. I live in New Hampshire, so I've had no time, and nobody really cares, to be honest with you, besides me about that. Anyways, so that's why I haven't really come out with much. But I do have these 3 days off. So it's nice. I'm going to do some hiking this weekend. I'll have another video coming up. But I'm watching this morning. I got to sleep in. I didn't wake up until 8:30 this morning. That's like, I might as well sleep 12 hours because that's awesome. Normally I get up at 3:15. Sleep until 8:30 in the morning. It was a real pleasure. And I'm clicking through, watching YouTubes, and I see a Joe Rogan podcast. And the name of it is I Feel Sorry for Les Stroud. I'm like, what's that about? So I click on it, and the Les Stroud Show Saddens Me is the title of the video, with Glenn, the guy from Life Below Zero, Glenn Villanueva, or Glenn Villanueva, or Glenn. I'm calling him Glenn. He's the guy. I've never seen it. I don't have cable. I cut the cord 12 years ago. I haven't had cable. I will not have the extra bill, and that's just how I see it. So he's talking with this guy, Glenn, and the subject of Bigfoot comes up. And Joe says, now, he's talking about Les Stroud. So I got some quotes here. How he feels bad that Les Stroud used to be a legit guy. Now he's not. Quote, now he's all Bigfoot. He's gone crazy. His show is sad. It makes me sad. He was a really respected guy. Then he hooked up with Todd Standing. He's a crazy guy. He's wearing a mask, pretending to be Bigfoot. It looks so fake. It's so dumb that it hurts my feelings. So Glenn Villeneuve says, what does that tell you about our culture? Do the people watching this stuff actually believe this? And he's speaking about people that watch Bigfoot videos. do the people watching this stuff actually believe this? Or is it so stupid that it's funny? Joe Rogan says they wish it was real. People want it to be real. They want there to be some large primate living by itself in the forest. A small number of them. And he's whispering. He says, not that many, just a small number. Just a small number of them. If there really was a Bigfoot, why wouldn't there be thousands of them? What would stop Bigfoot from breeding? So Glenn says, and what would stop us from seeing these things? A body or bones. Joe says, quote, what about bones and skeletons, like an ancient one? On a site, they find these mastodons and saber-toothed tigers, things that existed 10,000 years ago. Why don't they find a Bigfoot? And Joe Rogan says, come on, man, right? Like, this is the most insane subject that anybody could ever even contemplate thinking that a Bigfoot is real. And so I have often said in my videos that if you don't do the research and look into it and listen to people, those who have had experiences with Sasquatch, then what you're doing is you're making an uninformed opinion. And you can't know what you're talking about then, okay? I can talk about the internal combustion engine and make all kinds of crazy claims, but I've never looked into it. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad analogy, right? I'm talking about when you talk about something that you think is ridiculous, but you've never looked into it. If you consider yourself to be an intelligent person, then you should understand that if you speak on a subject that you know nothing about, then you can't possibly have all the facts and the information to make an informed opinion on said subject. And so that's that on that. And that's, how they were just saying, there was other stuff on the podcast. Go and check out that. I don't know if you can't stand Joe Rogan or whatever, but if you go and check that out about how just stupid people are to believe in Bigfoot, like, come on, man. Like, that's just so dumb. And I was watching the podcast and I'm sitting there, I'm like, Joe Rogan's supposed to be kind of a smart dude and, he kind of should know the subjects that he's talking about when he has someone on a podcast. And don't just willy-nilly bring up the subject of Bigfoot and say that we're all a bunch of dopes because we actually believe in that. Anyways, let's move on to the next subject. The subject being, I saw Christopher Noel just put out a video. And of course, I didn't do my own research, and I can't give you the name of it, but it's his latest upload about hairs that were studied. And there was a gentleman on Bigfoot Odyssey show who was talking about these almost like see-through clear hairs that could potentially give Sasquatch the ability to appear invisible, or like the predator type thing where it's there in front of you, but you can't really see it because it's reflecting light into different angles, and it actually seems to be transparent, that these hairs mixed with these different colored hairs could make it really seem like it's not even standing there. I'm on board with that. Once I had learned about that, how some people say it just disappeared. It just was gone, just like that. I was looking at it, and just like that, it disappeared. I do not believe it stepped into a different dimension, although I could be wrong about that, and there's no way to know that right now. But I think that would be a reason why you could be standing 10 feet, 15 feet from a 9-foot-tall Sasquatch standing slightly behind a tree, and it turns its body in a way that it seems translucent, that it looks like you could see through it, and it's reflecting light in different ways. I can't speak on it in length because I don't know the technological terms of what's going on with the hairs and what it's doing, refracting light. And a bunch of words. I mean, I'm not a rocket surgeon, so I can't tell you about a lot of this stuff. I do want to look into it more so I can talk about it more. But I am on board with that it having the ability to not disappear and disappear into another dimension, but to be able to blend in so well that it really appears to be green or the color of its surroundings. And I find that fascinating. I'm jumping to one more subject here really quickly. I keep seeing this thing. FBI finally puts out this document about Sasquatch. And this guy had waited 40-something years. He's 90 years old. Please forgive me. I didn't write his name down. I know that it's probably a very well-known name. It's not to me, but the FBI did not come out and say that it was a Bigfoot. It came back that it was some type of deer or moose or in that moose family, which I think is complete malarkey, right? There's no way that the government or the powers that be are going to get back to this gentleman and say, oh my goodness, wow, you just discovered a species that we've never heard of before or that is unknown to science. And so I think that's bull. So interesting that I've seen this a couple times and I'm not even clicking on that, because if the government or the FBI or some agency came out and said, oh wow, the hair samples that you gave us had come back to be a unknown primate up in northwestern United States or northeastern United States, and yes, you just discovered a new species, not going to happen. But today I finally clicked on that FBI video that the title alludes to that. The FBI admits that testing was done and that Bigfoot's finally realized to be a living, breathing species. It isn't, and it isn't going to come out. And sadly, I don't think in my lifetime it ever will. If it does, it does. I just can't see the benefit. Who would ever benefit from the government, I keep saying government, for the powers that be that control this subject? There is no benefit at all to coming out and recognizing that Sasquatch is a new species to be recognized. So, I just rambled on there in a couple different subjects. I wanted to talk about this with you guys. I want to say, if you guys want to see that video that I uploaded, and I haven't put it out on my channel yet because I'm not happy with it. It's just not, the quality of the video is good and everything's kind of the same. It's just that how the screen is. And normally I have a black border around the screen, and I don't like it either. I've had comments, people say, Dave, what's going on with that? I don't like it either, but it gives me the ability to edit the way I want the video to look. I am searching now for a new editing app where I can have a full screen like you're looking at now, which is the way I prefer it. The only reason why I do it the other way is because it's a simple way to edit my videos. Well, there you have it, you guys. I'm going on Bigfoot Odyssey on the 19th of this month. It's a Thursday. I believe that would be next week. And I don't know what time, 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, on a Thursday night. I'm looking forward to it. Love that show. Thank you guys so much for clicking. And without a doubt, have an awesome holiday if I don't see you, which you're gonna. I'm going to make a couple videos. I have plans this weekend to go out hiking. We got some rain up here that melted some of the snow, and I'm going to go check on the marbles and see if maybe I can get a look at them. But anyways, thank you guys so much for clicking. I really do appreciate it. Consider subscribing. It's up to you, but you won't regret it. And to your new subscribers, thank you very much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. I'll definitely see you guys on the next one.